Well, actually, thank you very much for inviting me. As far as I have realized from the previous topic, we're now doing a small switch of topics, and what I wanted to present you is the current situation and some future trends of medical robotics. Basically, if I figure out how this works, how can I advance to the next slide? Okay, well, it has some delay. What I want to say is I'm reducing the area a bit because 10 minutes for the entire area of medical robotics would be very sportive. So I'm pretty much focusing on surgical robotics in this talk. Okay, to give you a short impression about my background, we are running a competence center in Austria, close to Vienna. And actually, the idea there is to do the development of mechatronic and information-assisted medical technology. So we are purely focusing on medical technology. Not only research, but all the other stuff which is connected, like regulatory affairs, product development, and this and that. We are about 40 people, having about 60 partners all over the world. Still open for new partners if you are in this area, and if you're interested, it would be great to discuss possible cooperation. Our main topics are, as we call it, from basically from planning to delivery of treatment. So as you can see here, we're doing all kind of stuff, robotic development, sensors, workflow. So in that workflow area, we're also talking about digital twins. We combine everything together with a new research topic that we called surgical data science. So digitalization, as this is also the main topic of this conference, is very much part of all our activities, and of course especially also robotics, and that's, I guess, why I'm here. Then let's jump into the robotics world, medical robotics world, and let me give you only a very short impression. Why should someone use a robot? I have to admit that this picture is, I think it's even more than 20 years old. But funny enough, it's still actual, still valid. I don't want to go through all those many words in that slide. I only want to give you the basic idea. And the basic idea is that no one really wants to replace a surgeon by adding a medical robotic to the OR theater. The idea was, is, and will be basically to connect the advantages of a surgeon with the advantages of a robot. So if it comes to decision making, if it comes to reaction, quick reaction to any safety critical issue, we never will be as good, the robotic parts will never be as good as a surgeon, as a human surgeon. On the other hand, if it comes to accuracy, positioning a tool without tremor in a very high accuracy over a 5 hours, 6 hour surgery, that is something where the robot definitely is better than the surgeon. And the idea is also shown in that slide, is simply to take the good things from the surgeon, take the good things from the robot, combine it together to one system, and hopefully then increase patient outcome, reduce cost, investigate new therapies, and this kind of stuff. So I would say a good idea. The only problem we now have to solve is to bring this to real systems. There is now, since the last 20 years, already kind of a big group of robotic systems in different areas. As you can see here, we are still a bit in the experimental phase with this kind of robotic-assisted surgeries. I mean, we need to be honest here. So it's not really already a fully routine use, But it's a big field, it's a growing field, as you can see here. We have an annual growth rate expected for the next couple of years of almost 20%, so it's not that bad. Maybe now inflation, this kind of stuff will reduce it a bit, but I'm sure it will be safely below 10%. I give you only some history and presence pictures of different disciplines. So in neurosurgery, everything started about 20 years ago with a robot called Neurobot. And you see in the last 20 years, there are many new systems arriving the scene. The last image is actually a robot we have developed for Medtronic company. Same is in orthopedics. It started again 20-25 years ago with a robot called RoboDoc. There were some problems with that robot, but nevertheless the application area is obviously good enough so that also here systems are coming every year. New systems from big companies, investigated new stuff. I have to admit most of them are looking quite similar in the setup, but anyway, it's good to have so many competition in each of those fields. Finally, also minimal invasive laparoscopic surgery. I'm sure you have already heard the name Da Vinci. It's a robot which is around since 15-20 years, very successful, having a monopoly situation for many years, but now patents are running out, and again here many systems are following. So it's a vivid field, it's an active field, it's still a field where you can lose money, but also where you can earn money. So what is the future? And if I talk about the future, I'm not talking about the next 100 years, because it's very hard to predict, but let's say the next 10, 15 years. Will there be more robots? I would say definitely yes. As you have seen in the last couple of slides, it's really a very dynamic field at the moment. So many systems are coming, especially because of existing patents are running out, competition is starting. Even if it is a copy of an existing system, it's better to have a good copy than a bad new design. So it's a growing field. Will those robots become cheaper? I guess so. I mean, cost is still at the moment a very big prohibiting factor for medical robotics. But with this additional competition, it's only logic from economic viewpoint that also prices will go down a bit. So I'm very optimistic here. Will those robots become smaller? That's a good question. Again, I'm not talking about 50 years from now. In 50 years from now, maybe we'll have a lot of micro robots swimming around your body, doing treatment directly on site. But for the next couple of years, I don't expect such a miniaturization. But at least there is some miniaturization going on. If you see those two examples I already have shown for neurosurgery, the NeuroMate robot you see on the left hand of the slide is still a big robot for neurosurgery, but you can see in this in the right hand picture, sorry, that you also can do the same stuff with a much smaller robot. And I think this is also valid for many other disciplines. One of the biggest problems still is no one really knows if it's useful or if it is beneficial from the patient viewpoint to have a robot. So there is still much more argumentation on the technical level to make it more accurate, faster, whatever, but patient outcome, if there's a benefit from the robot, yes or no, that's still something we need to investigate with clinical trials. Unfortunately, that's a very costly step, but it needs to be done. Last but not least, autonomy. Everyone is talking about autonomous robots at the moment, also in surgery. We have to be very careful here, because it's not the intention to have a full autonomous robot for every procedure, but there might be steps where autonomy makes sense and other steps where autonomy doesn't make sense. So we need to figure out what are the tasks to be automated and is there any really benefits. So there is, different, at the moment, a lot of discussions how to measure level of autonomy, how much autonomy can we expect from a medical robot and things like that. We're also doing some projects with partners in order to assist, to replace the assistant surgeon by another robot in order to simply make those systems a bit more autonomous. What definitely is the big trend for the next couple of years is to combine robotics, data, and artificial intelligence. As you see in this link, also the European Commission is pumping billions of dollars and euros in that area. So this will definitely also help autonomy and hopefully also making robots safer and more beneficial for the patient. And that's it from my side. Thank you very much. Sorry for the quick run, but I hope you found something interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.